Welcome back. Something a little different for our Ask the Vet segment this week. Dr. Blaine Mosiszek joins us today, and he is certified in poultry medicine, which is interesting considering the number of chicken coops here in Texas and the number of urban farms, which are gaining in popularity. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
So a lot of questions surrounding chickens, obviously, and one of which concerning people who have chickens or even the general public: can I get sick from chickens?
Yeah, it's a common question, and you have to remember that Salmonella and Campylobacter are probably the two biggest foodborne illnesses that chickens can have. And you have to remember there's normal flora, so it's normal for chickens to have those, and they don't get sick, but they do cause problems in people. So this is something to keep in mind. Even for backyard flocks, it's always important to wash your hands, just like if you were going to buy chicken from the store. The same thing applies to those chickens in the backyard.
It is a growing hobby across parts of Texas, so what should people look for if they're buying chickens?
From a veterinary standpoint, I would say the main focus is to where you should buy them from, and there are organizations that the federal government has put in place. The National Poultry Improvement Program is one that you can go to their website. It's poultryimprovement.org, and you can go there, and there's a list of suppliers where backyard growers and even commercial suppliers are listed, and there's designations there where they're salmonella free or plorum free.
Kind of graded.
Yeah, and you want to look for MSMG, which is a disease called mycoplasma. It's a respiratory disease, and it's pretty common in backyard poultry. So if you can buy flocks or buy chickens that are free of that particular disease, it's passed down from mom to the chick. So
I see.
Once you can get away from those, you do a much better chance of keeping a healthy flock.
Speaking of hatching chicks, do you need a rooster to have a hen lay eggs?
Yeah, I travel a lot. I'm always on airplanes for work, and it's one of the common questions I get. And the answer is no. A chicken will lay an egg with or without the rooster. And you got to keep in mind, too, I know here in Austin, I'm not sure of other ordinances in other cities, but in many, roosters are not permitted just because of the noise and the factors that are involved. So the roosters, you know, if you don't want them waking you up in the morning, you don't need them to get your eggs.
But is there a difference between hens that lay brown eggs or white eggs?
Other than the color, they're nutritionally the same.
They're the same?
They're the same, yeah. You'll go to the grocery store, and there's some marketing campaigns to say one's better than the other, but from a nutritional standpoint, they're both the same.
And maybe a difference from personal backyard chickens from commercial chickens. What do those with commercial chickens do to make them grow so fast?
Yeah. It's another common question, my airplane talk, is there are labels on chicken that you go to and you see in the grocery store, and you see these steroid-free, hormone-free chickens. You have to remember that in the United States, it's illegal to feed steroids to any food-producing animal, so that's misinformation, really. And in the same case, what goes with hormones in poultry, neither of which are fed to commercial poultry. So big companies have been sued for just putting that on their label because they make the inference that other companies do it. So
interesting.
Yeah. There's no, it's all genetic selection and improvements over the years that the industry's been in place.
But I'm sure you are seeing the popularity rise, not just as a hobby, but urban farming as well.
There are. So my wife, Stacy, comes on to do the dog and cat session, and I always get text messages forwarded from her friends and veterinary colleagues, what's wrong with this chicken? And
yeah,
those texts are coming more and more often.
Yeah, sure, I imagine. But important to do your homework before you start having chickens in the backyard.
That's right. It's it can be somewhat expensive, and it is an investment. But you know, from a pet standpoint, they're entertaining, and they can provide eggs and whatnot.
Right. Dr. Blaine Mosiszek, thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for the invitation.
If you have a question, be sure to email us at askthevet@kxan.com. We'll be right back.